You've just discovered mice in your home, or you strongly suspect you have a mouse problem based on the signs you're seeing. What should you do? In this video, I'm going to walk you through exactly what we would do as professional rodent exterminators here in Toronto, Canada. The first step is confirming that you're actually dealing with mice and not another type of rodent. Proper identification matters because the treatment strategies can vary. The most obvious sign is seeing the rodent itself. If you physically see a mouse, that confirms it. But often you will notice indirect signs first. Mouse droppings are one of the clearest indicators. Fresh droppings are shiny black and about the size of a grain of rice. They're fairly uniform in shape. If the droppings are larger, more irregular, or differently shaped, you may be dealing with rats or another rodent species instead. Another common sign is sound. Chewing, scratching, or scampering noises behind cabinets, inside walls, under appliances like the fridge or the dishwasher, or even around light fixtures. Mice are active mostly at night, so these noises are often heard after dark. Once you've confirmed that the problem is mice, not chipmunks, rats, voles, or another rodent that accidentally ended up in your kitchen or living room, you can move to the next step. The second step is identifying where the mice are active. This is one of the most important parts of a successful mouse extermination program. Mice are creatures of habit. They follow consistent travel paths and typically nest close to a reliable food source. If you don't know where the mice are nesting or traveling, your treatment is likely to fail. Whether you're using bait or traps, placing them in areas where mice don't frequent will delay results and often lead to frustration. Successful control depends on placing control measures directly in the activity zone. The third step is eliminating their food sources. Mouse populations grow at a geometric rate, and food availability is the main factor driving the growth. A single pregnant female mouse can produce 10 or more babies in one litter. Within about a month, those babies can begin reproducing as well. Under ideal conditions, populations can expand very quickly. In most homes, infestations don't reach these extreme numbers because food supply is somewhat limited. But even small, consistent food sources can sustain a growing population. Start with a deep cleaning. Remove crumbs and grease buildup. Store all dry foods in sealed plastic or glass containers. Make sure pet food, whether for dogs, cats, or birds, is not left accessible overnight. If food remains available, two problems can occur. First of all, the population will continue to grow. Secondly, any bait or traps you use will become ineffective because mice have alternative food options. When you reduce their food supply, you increase the effectiveness of your control methods. Step 4 is identifying and sealing the entry points. Not every infestation starts with an obvious hole. Sometimes mice enter through an open garage or patio door, but in many cases they're accessing through an identifiable small gap in the exterior of the house. Mice can fit through openings as small as a dime. That means gaps around utility lines, foundation cracks, worn weather strippings, or openings along the sidings or soffits can all serve as entry points into the house. Exterior inspections are especially important in older neighborhoods with established rodent populations or in areas near ravines, green spaces, or farmlands where field mice are abundant. Sealing these openings is critical for long-term prevention. Otherwise, even if you eliminate the current population, new mice can quickly move in. The fifth and the final step is to eliminate all the mice that are already inside. Mice are social animals. If you're seeing one, there are usually more. And as we discussed earlier, their populations grow very quickly. If you choose to use traps, snap traps are a practical option. However, mice are naturally cautious. They can become trap shy and may begin avoiding traps that they associate with danger. Successfully eliminating a large infestation usually requires strategy, trap rotation, and persistence. One important recommendation I would like to make is that you avoid using glue boards. Glue traps cause prolonged suffering and are not a humane option. Snap traps, when used properly, provide a much more effective and more humane outcome. As professional exterminators, we often rely on commercial-grade rodenticides. These products are specifically engineered for effectiveness and safety when applied properly. Many modern formulations are designed to minimize odor issues during decomposition. It's also important to use the correct type of rodenticide. Anticoagulant-based products are commonly the most preferred option among professional exterminators. Products containing inappropriate or unregulated toxic compounds can pose unnecessary risks to pets, wildlife, and the environment. Proper secure placement and tamper-resistant base stations are essential. We have created a separate detailed video about rodenticide safety, and you can find the link in the description below. To summarize, successful mouse control usually involves these 5 essential steps. First, confirm you're dealing with mice. Second, identify where they're active and where they're nesting. Third, eliminate alternative food sources. Fourth, locate and seal entry points. And fifth, use an appropriate extermination method, whether it's traps or professional grade rodenticides. In heavier infestations, professional cleaning and remediation may also be necessary to address droppings, urine contamination, and damaged insulation. If your exterminator follows these 5 steps properly, they will dramatically increase their chances of successfully eliminating a mouse infestation and preventing it from coming back.